They played in the World Series here in 1918, then 93 years later back in 2011. And now for the third time ever at Fenway Park, the Cubs and Red Sox. Final day of June. It's sizzling hot here in Boston, and we're set for Chicago Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Just the second regular season matchup ever here at Fenway Park between the Cubs and the Boston Red Sox. Great to have you with us, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. This should be a lot of fun. And the Cubs have a guy on the mound tonight who is pretty familiar with the Red Sox. That's former Oriole Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, a guy who has not had a lot of success in this ballpark, but I don't know if that guy exists anymore. Jake Arrieta has turned a corner. In the month of June, he's been as good as anybody in the National League. Last time out against the Reds, he flirted with a perfect game, was perfect through 6, ended up pitching 7 innings, allowed 3 hits. And no runs. The walks, keeping them down. The strikeouts, big numbers in that department for Arrieta. It's been a lot of fun watching this guy operate. Check out the numbers for the month of June. 5 starts, 3-0 with a 1.14 ERA, league hitting 182 against him here in June.
And he will win the National League Pitcher of the Month in the non-Clayton Kershaw category. Well, the Red Sox have one big advantage in this series, JD, and that is the DH. And it's Big Papi David Ortiz, one of the best DHs of all time.
Indeed, career home run number 450 last night against the Yankees. Remember 3 or 4 years ago, it seemed like Big Papi was kind of coming to the end of the line. Well, there was plenty of gas left in that tank. He continues to match the baseball, one of the best power hitters in all of baseball. 19 home runs so far this year. He should get to 30. If it does, it'll be the 8th time he's done that as a Red Sox, tying Ted Williams in that department. Here's a profile on Big Papi, 3-time World Series champion, World Series MVP, ALCS MVP, 392 bombs with the Red Sox, 3rd in team history, and one of the best designated hitters, maybe the best of all time.
Very impressive. Lows never stop improving. Red Sox, by the way, not scoring a ton of runs. They have pitched pretty well. They're 6 games under 500 and in 4th place in the American League East. So the Cubs start this long road trip tonight. Couple of Jakes on the mound. Longtime Cubs nemesis Jake Peavy tries to end a 6-game skid. Again, Arrieta for the Cubs. Studio update, and then the first pitch from Boston.
area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Only
Cubs will head off to Washington, D.C. and then 5 games in Cincinnati next week. And the 2 owners enjoying a pregame salad. Tom Ricketts and John Henry from the Red Sox owners' suite here at beautiful Fenway Park, the oldest ballpark in baseball, built in 1912. And we'll have some more facts and figures about this great cathedral and, of course, the Cubs' home, Wrigley Field, which was built 2 years later in 1914. And JD, the defending world champs, well under 500. They just took 2 out of 3 in New York, but it's been a struggle this year. They haven't been more than 1 game above 500 at any point this season.
Yeah, well, they're having a very difficult time scoring runs. They led the league, the American League, in runs scored last year. This year, they're at the bottom of the American League in runs scored. Local paper today, a story in the Globe, Ben Cherington, the general manager, saying, you know, we're still in buy mode. We still think we got a chance to compete and win the division, if not the division, perhaps a wild card. So they still feel like they've got a team that can make a run. Obviously, they have to score more runs than they've been scoring lately.
So veteran right-hander Jake Peavy, who has dropped his last 6 decisions, really scuffling, and he'll face this Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Chris Coghlan in the leadoff spot. Former Red Sox Ryan Sweeney will be the designated hitter. Anthony Rizzo, former Red Sox farmhand, will be at first. Starlin Castro's at short. Luis Valbuena, good numbers against tonight's Sox starter. Wellington Castillo, the catcher. Nate Scherholtz is in right. Junior Lake and Darwin Barney rounded out.
Sox defensively brought to you by Kia. Daniel Navas in left field. Mookie Betts made his major league debut last night in New York as a right fielder. He's been primarily an infielder in his minor league career. Brock Holt, he's kind of like the duct tape for this team. Play him everywhere. He's been a solid contributor this year. Bogarts, Drew, Pedroia, and Napoli on the infield. David Ross, the veteran, is catching tonight for our Lexus starting pitcher. It's veteran right-hander Jake Peavy. As Len mentioned, it's been a tough go for him. Really, reports here locally that he's pitching for his spot in the rotation. Now 1-6, a career worst 6-game losing streak for Peavy. ERA of 4.93. And that's after getting off to a pretty good start. So it's been a really rough ride for Peavy. Allowed 7 runs last time out.
Quickly, the umpires calling balls and strikes tonight is Chris Conroy. Jordan Baker's at first, the crew chief Jerry Meals at second, and Paul Emmel is over at third, and away we go. And the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner, and if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to JDRF.
Peavy, fastball down a couple clicks from where it was in his prime. He'll sit right around 89, 90 miles an hour. Cutter, slider, curveball, changeup.
Coghlan hits one in the air to center field, and that's the rookie Betts to make the catch and the first out of the ballgame.
You wonder how well a guy named Mookie will go over here in Boston. What happened with Mookie Wilson so many years ago. But he was named after Mookie Blaylock, the basketball player. That's where he got that nickname.
Well, he might have been named after Pearl Jam's original band name. They called themselves Mookie Blaylock originally.
That's right.
Here's Ryan Sweeney, the DH, batting second. 63 games with Boston in 2012. 84 degrees. It's going to be a hot road trip. That is a strike. Kind of hard to believe because the Red Sox last year led all of baseball, scoring 5.27 runs per game. But going into action tonight, the Cubs are tied with the Red Sox. Shallow center, and Pedroia won't get to it. Neither will Betts. That's a base hit for Sweeney. The Cubs, the Rays, and the Red Sox tied for 24th. 3.79 runs per game. And when you look at these two teams statistically, actually there are some similarities. A lot of close games. Both teams playing a lot of 1- and 2-run games. The pitching has been better than the bats.
Yeah, Red Sox have played 31 one-run games. They're 14-17 in such ball games. And it's weird that just about everybody in their lineup is having a worse year this year than last. And of course, a couple pieces missing too. Jacoby Ellsbury has moved on. They've had a hard time replacing him. Shane Victorino's banged up.
Standings look almost upside down in the American League East. A strike on Rizzo. 6th round pick of the Red Sox in 2007. Spent 07 through 2010 in their system before getting dealt to the Padres in the Adrian Gonzalez deal. He got as high as AA in the Red Sox chain. Pitch. Way up in the air, shallow right. Pedroia looking for some help, and he'll get it from Brock Holt.
Bring your glove.
I did not,
get a foul
but
ball or two here.
I probably needed to. Yeah, we are right on top of the action. This is just a gorgeous ballpark. They have maintained it impeccably. Got a lot of new advertising, obviously, on the Monster and signs beyond that. Relatively new LED boards out in center. This is kind of the template in terms of what the Cubs are trying to do with Wrigley Field. And Castro took a half swing, 1 strike. '81st game of the year for the Cubs and the 81st start for Castro.
Castro 4 out of 15 in his career against Peavy. More giddy up on that fastball. Peavy, a 3-time All-Star. He's very animated out there. Very emotional, feisty competitor. He always has been. Started the year 1-0 with a 2.87 ERA through his first 5 starts. Since then 0-6 with a 5.88.
Now back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cubs' first scheduled off day on a Sunday since 1932. And it was a very nice day here in Boston and no baseball. Actually, the Red Sox played last night in New York.
They played all night in New York. 3-hour and 40-minute ball game. That's just the norm when those two clubs get together.
That'll be a base hit. Sweeney will stop at second. So Castro with a 2-out single and a couple on for Luis Valbuena.
Ball off the outside plate, 2 or 3 inches off the outside corner of home plate. Castro reaches out and flicks it into right center for a knock. Plate coverage, great contact skills. Pressure early here on Peavy.
Valbuena 6 out of 13 against Peavy in his career. And yanks this one out of play. So you got the pesky pole in right, you got the fist pole in left, you got the green monster 37 feet tall. All kinds of fun historical facts about this ballpark that we will uncover as we move along this week. We got the monster seats. It was packed during batting practice. A lot of tours coming through the ballpark today.
It comes out for some early BP and extra work and picking some balls off that wall out there so they could get used to playing the carom.
Strike called. It's 0-2 on Valbuena. What a treat to be able to come here. This is certainly one of the best parts for us of interleague play. Peavy coming back, and a ground ball to second. Down to a knee is Pedroia, and the Cubs will strand a couple with the Red Sox coming up against the Cubs. Jake Arrieta next. Tonight with his family from Milwaukee. They flew in today, part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and was out here during batting practice and has had a great day. He's having a real tough time, but really enjoying himself here tonight as he takes in a Cubs Red Sox tilt. And let's look in on John Farrell's Red Sox Southwest starting lineup. Brock Holt has been quite a revelation at the top of their order. Daniel Nava, switch hitter, is in left. Pedroia, Ortiz, Napoli. Middle of the order, really good. And Xander Bogaerts has struggled here lately. He had to move to third when they signed Stephen Drew to play short. That's in just his second big league game, and the backup catcher, David Ross, hits ninth.
Key in defense for the Cubs this evening: Coughlin, Lake, Shearholz, left, center, right. A lot of room to operate out there in center for Junior Lake. Valbuena, Castro, Barney Rizzo on the infield. Wellington Castillo behind the plate for a smoking hot Jake Arrieta. He's our Lexus starting pitcher for the Cubs. Month of June as good as anybody, save Clayton Kershaw in the National League. Overall 10 starts, 4-1, 2.05 earned run average for Arrieta. Pitched in this ballpark 3 times, once each of the last 3 seasons prior to this, and he's 0-1 with a 7.15 ERA here at Fenway Park.
I joked in the open, if it weren't for Clayton Kershaw, Arrieta would be pitching for an award here in the month of June. But Kershaw's 6-0, 0.82 ERA month of June. Going to be tough to top. 4 runs, 4 walks, and 44 innings. The 0-1 to Holt is low. He has been their leadoff man since May 23rd. He's played everywhere. You mentioned Shane Victorino's on the shelf. He's got a A sprained hammy and some back problems. But Holt has been terrific. Valbuena in at third on the grass, and the 1-1 is a strike as he caught the outside.
Saw him a couple of years ago with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Really exceeding expectations with what he has done so far for Boston this year. Very valuable piece for John Farrell.
Really like about Arrieta, not only the quality of work here lately, but he's gone deep into games. The last 3 times out, he's completed 7 innings. And when he came back originally from the shoulder issues, he had trouble with high pitch counts early on. 2-2.
Well, yeah, and if you had talked to scouts about Jake Arrieta prior to this year, they'd say, hey, golden arm, front of the rotation stuff, but lack of command, deep counts, too many walks. That was the story coming in, but he has turned that story on its head. His last 3 starts, he struck out 29 while walking 2.
Arrieta off the mound, and he'll underhand to Rizzo for the out.
He's done it with a 4-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, slider, change. And they've all been effective. The slider of late has been just flat nasty for
him. Daniel Nava is playing left. His 3rd stint with the Red Sox this year. And the pitch. Good spot for it for strike 1. What'd you do on the off day?
Well, strolled around the Boston Common a little bit, went through the public garden. It's hot, you know, so you couldn't do too much. Got a little shade, listened to a couple musicians in the park. I went out for a nice dinner over in the North End.
You can't go wrong here.
No.
Enjoyed a night in Somerville.
Where is that? This little suburb, or is that part of an actual area in the city?
Yeah, it's real close to the city. Yeah, real nice small town flavor. It's not far, from what I'm told.
You got to break it out at some point, right?
Well, yeah.
It's wicked close to here, is what you're saying.
Exactly right. Two and 2 on Nava. Here it is. Oh, he broke his bat. Arrieta actually got hit by the barrel, but it looks like he's all right. The ball went to second. And that's not the biggest concern. And Jake looks fine. But, man, that is scary.
Yeah, and there's why it's really scary. There's just 2 ways that end of that bat can hit you. You get the barrel up on the noggin, that's a problem. Then it's shattered the way it is. It's a very sharp end of that bat. Jake taking the evasive action here. Maybe I think he got a little bit of them. Maybe we'll avoid a direct blow from that broken bat.
Now Dustin Pedroia, 4-time All-Star, won 3 Gold Gloves, Rookie of the Year in 07, MVP in 08. And a strike called, 2nd rounder out of Arizona State in 2004. It's interesting seeing some of the guys drafted by the Red Sox during the Theo Epstein ball hit into the corner. Jed Hoyer, Jason McLeod era here in Boston, and talking about a lot of the Cubs prospects. We should note that the process by which these guys were all drafted and the way they were brought through the system the same. And it takes time. You can add free agents to do all those things, JD, but Dustin Pedroia is a Red Sox guy. They didn't go out and pay for an MVP. They developed him, and that's what the Cubs hope to do with their guys. As Arrieta goes 1-2-3 in the first.
The 60s. Festivities that include music, food, and giveaways from that decade. For more information about the year-long celebration, visit WrigleyField100.com. The Cubs have the Braves in for a short 3-game homestand just prior to the All-Star break. It starts on Friday, July 11th. Visit Cubs.com to purchase your seats today. See the little pond there in the Boston Common for Swan Boat Ride.
Here's Wellington Castillo in the second. Petey pitches and Castillo fouls. Yeah, you referred to just how intense Peavy is in the first inning. Mark Fidrich used to talk to the baseball. Peavy will yell in whatever direction, usually at himself. I don't think it's to the extent of some other guys who've gotten a little bit of trouble. The former closer of the Rays.
Balfour?
Balfour. He'll scream at hitters and he says, I'm not screaming at you. And as Peavy just hit. Did he hit him? Didn't get him.
I don't know.
Where did it?
Wellington taking a look at his jersey as if he thought he got brushed a little bit.
Hit. Let's see. You got to sell that one, Welly. Which reminds me.
Yes.
I thought that got his jersey.
Got it. Yeah, you can see his jersey.
The game on Saturday, the night game, kind of a key moment was a hit by pitch, Nate McLeod. Did you see the replay? Did you think it hit his foot?
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I called strike 3. I couldn't tell either, and Kenny Albert and FP Santangelo wondered, why the Cubs didn't challenge it. My guess would have been that they would not have overturned it. That ended up being a 4-run inning against Jeff Samardzija. So I don't know if it hit him, but I'd have a hard time believing they would have overturned it. But McLeod sold it. He just kind of acted like he got hit, and he walked to first.
And Welly probably wishing he had sold his a little bit more now. He probably should have gone all World Cup and started rolling around. Peavy's always been one of the quicker workers in the game.
Sherholtz lifts one in the air out in the deep center. Betts back on the warning track's going to have to play it off the wall. Right over the 379 marker. And Nate Sherholtz, who has been scuffling with a one-out double.
Trying to get the ball in on Sherholtz. Obviously not able to do that. Right down the middle. And a one-out double for Sherholtz. That does not have a lot of experience in the outfield.
Here's Junior Lake. Too has been a huge adjustment for him. Remember, his debut came on the first day of the second half last year. So in a lot of ways, he's kind of finishing his first full year in the big leagues. He's batting 8th tonight with Darwin Barney batting 9th. Wrapping up this month of June, it's been a good month for the Cubs, 14-13. Peavy's pitch hit foul. Now 1-2. Not a ton of room behind home plate. They don't call it the friendly confines here, but fairly confined, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. Room for a pitcher to make a mistake at the big part of the yard. Out there, 420 there, deep right center. The pesky pole is obviously very friendly, but it doesn't take long before that belly's out to 380.
Swing and a miss on a slider for the second out.
That is his kryptonite, spinning below the knees. It's a tough pitch for anybody to hit, so the challenge becomes, can you lay off of it? So far for Junior Lake, he has not been able to. The right-handed hitters, when you come to this ballpark, especially for guys who don't play here often, it's that short porch, the wall there in left field that gets your attention. You got to be careful not to try to hook everything.
One 1-0 on Barney. Runner at second, 2 outs. We're in the second, just underway. Gorgeous night here in Boston. Peavy home, and look out, JD. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, everybody. Yes, sir. Look at that.
Cool. I throw it to somebody down there, but there's a screen over their heads.
I think you should get Darwin to sign it.
It's a good idea.
That was smooth.
Well,
is that with your pitching hand too?
No, it was my glove
yours
hand.
right.
It was my glove hand.
I thought you were playing with your left. I was going to say. That's a strike. 2-2.
It's always a challenge, right? You're watching the monitor and you see the ball fouled off. You go, that might be coming in our direction.
Pitcher and catcher will discuss things.
Diminished velocity. The strikeout rate is down for PV compared to his career numbers, and the walk rate is up, and that's what you expect. Lose velocity, you can't be quite as aggressive in the strike zone. You have to work off the edges a little bit, try to get hitters to chase.
Foul tip, strike 3 to end the inning. What a play by my partner. He's in the lead for Gold Gloves among broadcasters.
And the first 10,000 fans at the ballpark will receive a Gale Sayers bobblehead. This is the 6th of 10 special Wrigley Field bobblehead giveaways. Tickets are still available. Visit Cubs.com to reserve your seat today.
Bottom 2, here's David Ortiz. And when you're Big Papi, you're right around the corner to setting milestones at every turn, it seems. Career homer number 450 last night. 37th player to get to that figure. He's got 999 extra base hits. And he shows bunt with the shift. It looked like he was really committed to it as he took ball 1. 399 of his home runs have come as a DH, by far the all-time leader. Arrieta's 1-0. Checked his swing, got a piece of it. 1-1.
As a DH, he is number 1 in all those categories.
Edgar Martinez leads in probably just about all the others. Those are kind of the two guys. And that'll get out of play. He is the 14th member of the Red Sox ever to win 3 World Series, joining a group that includes Babe Ruth. In fact, Ortiz the only one since 1918 on that list. Swing and a miss. Arrieta fans Ortiz.
That's that power slider at 91 miles an hour. Trying to backdoor it. Gets a lot of the play, but the downward tilt beats Ortiz.
Mike Napoli, a terrific offensive player. Former catcher, hasn't caught since 2012 with Texas. Winning homer in the ninth on Saturday in New York off Masahiro Tanaka. Going outside in the dirt. He has always been a very patient hitter. Only Jason Worth, among active players going into this season, had seen more pitches per plate appearance in his career.
Heads up to a guy who strikes out a lot, but also draws a lot of walks. Almost twice the league average in terms of his walk rate. Lifetime 360 on base percentage.
And he went. Chris Conroy made the call from behind home plate. 2-2.
Big leg kick, early commitment, tries to check, cannot.
Full 3-2. Xander Bogaerts on deck.
Napoli spoiled a pretty good pitch there. Arrieta gaining more and more confidence in that slider too. He'll throw it in hitters' counts. He'll throw it when he's behind in the count. I think he feels very comfortable with his ability to command that pitch. Could be a really nice weapon too. So instead of maybe trying to reach back for a little something extra with the fastball, just throw that little cutting slider. Like that.
Got him on strikes.
5 up, 5 down to start the ball game. 3 strikeouts in a row for Arrieta. This is becoming the norm of late.
There's Bogaerts. He's 0 for his last 12 and just 2 for his last 35. Not getting a ton of production here lately from the left side of their infield. Stephen Drew hitting just 133. Quickly ahead. And the 0-2 pitch. Right field and foul.
Jackie Bradley Jr. not in the lineup tonight. He's batting .207. Drew a .133. This guy has really struggled of late, and that's what caused them to call up Mookie Betts. They needed a spark plug, and Betts really performing well with their AAA club in Pawtucket. He's going to get an opportunity.
Arrieta coming back on a 1-2. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm walking off with you, Jake. Couldn't have missed by much. Maybe slid off that outside corner. Maybe it didn't. Borderline.
Got in on him, and a jam shot pop up to Valbuena. Arrieta starting tonight like he did his last outing against the Reds. 6 up, 6 down.
Welcome back. Tomorrow, the Cubs look to build on their impressive June to take on the Red Sox. And David Ortiz, Cubs and Red Sox, tomorrow at 6 on CSN.
Peavy to Coughlin, and he pops it up. Napoli over near the home dugout. He will have enough room. With a late adjustment. One pitch, one out.
Didn't play the Mariner game the other day when Lloyd McClendon did not get out of the way, and his own guy couldn't make the play, and then they ended up giving up like a 4 spot. Almost clanked it, but got it done.
One on Sweeney here at Fenway. Just over 200 plate appearances, 251 for his average. He has not yet homered here. Well, I was really hoping he'd get a hold of one right there. Perfect timing.
Why don't these guys follow the script?
Deep breath by Peavy. Now Ross will start the signs over again. Looks like he wants a breaking ball here. 1-2.
Peavy has been susceptible to the long ball this year. He's allowed 16 home runs.
Career-long 6-game skid for Peavy. Off the plate outside. Got one win this year. That was April 25th at Toronto. They're foul.
Last time out at Seattle, worked 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 7 runs.
Fifteenth career start against the Cubs. 7-4. First time he's faced them here, however. Good battle. Peavy and Sweeney. 8 pitches and counting.
Haven't seen a lot of it yet from Peavy tonight, but typically pretty good changeup against left-handed hitters. Cutter in, slider in. Didn't get it there. 133 wins, 104 losses lifetime for Peavy. He was originally a 15th round pick by the Padres back in 1999.
Drilled to right. Boy, he hit it right on the screws, but he also hit it right at Brock Holt. Bad luck for Ryan Sweeney. 10 pitch at bat.
Well, he had a bit of a flair for a base hit last time, so there's the irony of baseball. Hit it soft, get a knock, hit a rocket, and you're out.
Rizzo, before tonight, had played here with the Padres, 2 for 11 here at Fenway. Pre-draft workout here before he was taken by the Red Sox. He has not spent a whole lot of time in this ballpark as he is 0 for 2 tonight. We're in the third from Boston and we're scoreless. Fan photo for a chance to have it appear later on in tonight's broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Nice hand for a Hall of Famer, Carlton Fisk, 1969 to 1980 with the Red Sox, and then 81 to 93 with the White Sox. He was a Sox his whole career, 24 seasons. Underway here in the Red Sox third. It's Stephen Drew. Interesting year he's had. He resigned on May 21st after waiting out the winter, spring training, and then the first month and a half of the regular season before returning on a $14 million prorated deal. He essentially got the same deal he turned down last November. That was the qualifying offer, but because it's prorated, it ended up costing him several $million.
That market never really developed for him. A lot of people thought the Tigers would make a run at him. They did not.
2-1 to count.
Not done a whole lot with the bat.
Lifted foul out of play. Two pitch is pulled foul on the ground. Full 3-2. Got Betts. And then Ross. Betsy Ross, I guess.
I think so.
Bottom of the order. Swing and a miss, strike three. He's faced 7. He has punched out over half. 4 of them.
Napoli looking, the other 3 swinging, and again he goes back to that slide ball. Man, that's got a lot of movement.
21-year-old Mookie Betts making his Fenway Park debut. Made his major league debut last night at Yankee Stadium. Had never played above A ball prior to this year.
And had only played 29 games in the outfield in his professional career. That all coming this season. With a quick study in the outfield. And again, those numbers you just saw, the reason why they promoted him, he was obviously swinging it well. They feel like he's got a good idea of the strike zone.
.312 career minor league hitter with an on-base of .408. He was the Red Sox minor league offensive player of the year last year. Already named this year to the Futures game, but he might be a big leaguer at that time. Did not participate. The 2-0. In the air to right. Scherholtz barely has to move as he makes the grab. And 2 away, it'll be David Ross, who's homered in back-to-back games. He's the backup to A.J. Pierzynski. David Ross, a really interesting guy. This is his 13th year in the big leagues. He's never started more than 98 games at the catcher position, so he's been a perennial backup. But he's also, there's AJ, on his 4th consecutive 2-year contract. He signed one with the Reds. He signed back-to-back 2-year deals with the Braves, and then a 2-year deal here with the Red Sox. Not bad.
Yeah, well, you can sign him to a 2-year deal and get about a year's worth of playing time out of him as a backup catcher. Good, solid veteran. Quickly has the jump on him. No balls and 2 strikes. So many options for Arrieta these days. You can climb the ladder with a fastball here, that hard slider, curveball.
Arrieta loves to ride his bike. That's what he did on his off day yesterday here in Boston. Been cruising along here early so far. 1-2 to Ross. Able to appeal, and he held.
He rode his bike or a bike?
Oh, a bike. Yeah. I don't think he brought one on the road.
I don't know.
Probably rented one. I don't know, maybe.
Who knows?
All I know is I saw him. I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I just rode my bike." So
maybe it's one of those foldable kind of contraptions.
Maybe. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Shortstop Starlin Castro will get it to Rizzo in plenty of time. Ho-hum, Jake Arrieta. 3 more perfect innings to start this one tonight.
On Saturday, July 12th. 3:05 first pitch. Come early. If you're one of the first 10,000 fans, you'll take home a Billy Williams retired number flag presented by Wrigley 5 Gum. Tickets are still available. Visit Cubs.com.
Game 1 of a 3-game interleague series. Back here on CSN tomorrow night for Game 2 as well. Castro, Valbuena, and Castillo in the 4th. Starlin with a 2-out single in the first inning.
Took a pitch that was 2 or 3 baseballs off the outside corner and punched it into right center field.
Rays and Yankees are tied at 2. They're in the 3rd inning in the Bronx. Chris Archer for Tampa Bay tonight. He's trying to go 5-0 in his first 5 games against the Yankees. He would be the first pitcher to do that since Hall of Famer Walter Johnson, 1907-08.
The big train.
With the Senators.
Wow.
Beatty's 2-1 to Castro. Big swing and a miss. Right at the plate.
After this series, the Cubs head to D.C. for a set with the Washington Nationals, and they've just activated Bryce Harper. They're in the bottom of the 4th at home tonight against the Rockies, scoreless. Ryan Zimmerman has returned to third base.
We will see the Nats again on the 4th of July, this Friday.
Early. 11 o'clock start time.
10 o'clock in Chicago as Castro strikes out swinging. Number 4 for Peavy.
Well, Peavy is pitching to keep his job. So far, so good for the veteran right-hander here. A little creativity, a little drop down. Change-up from Peavy.
Valbuena digs in. Off-field news before the ball game here in Boston. Jason McLeod, the Cubs senior VP of player development and amateur scouting, has taken his name out of consideration for the San Diego general manager opening. Swing and a miss. Jason feels very good about where things are going with the Cubs, and he wants to remain a big part of it. And he has been a huge part of it. And quite honestly, this may not be the last time we hear about another team being interested in his services. When you have a good front office, that should happen.
Yeah. A big part of all these drafts, and the Cubs now with one of the most highly regarded farm systems in all of baseball. So if you're in Jason McLeod's position, you want to see that come to fruition. You want to be here when the magic happens.
Side and backed him off the plate. Peavy has a sign from Ross, the 1-2. Now it's level at 2-2. Castillo on deck. I haven't been to Fenway Park too many times, but I've seen my fair share of slugfests. This has not been that so far tonight. Another strikeout for Peavy. Two starting pitchers have been in command here early on. Go back to 03-04. This is the Red Sox in 04. In the first World Series since 1918. I think opposing, it's kind of like going to Wrigley Field every day and the wind is blowing straight out at 50 miles an hour. Every opposing pitcher would come here and go, oh man, I got to face this lineup again.
Where's the weak link?
It's so strange to see the Red Sox ranked so lowly in the offensive standings, tied for 24th in runs per game.
Well, and it's kind of odd to say that, but that's one of the reasons why they remain optimistic.
Ball is curling. Foul. Man, he hit that a ton.
Yeah, he did. And if you're going to hit that ball, don't you have to do the fist body language and go down the line and just kind of chop that baby fair? That ball was smothered. G-bop.
Over Lansdowne. Well, let's go back to 03. This is one of the best offensive teams you'll ever see. This was the year everybody thought they were going to get to the World Series, but look at the lineup. I mean, this is just by defensive position. Do you see a weakness?
No, I mean, yeah.
I don't.
Billy Miller was a batting champ that year. Domar had 28 bombs. Manny was doing his thing. Trot Nixon.
Goodness. There's Bill Miller, the Cubs hitting coach. Part of that incredible offensive team. Todd Walker knocked in 85 in the second base position. And he walked him, ball 4. First walk issued by Peavy, and that'll keep it alive for Nate Scherholz. And let's look at kind of the team numbers. We showed you some of the individual stats of that 03 team. As a team, JD, they hit .289, slugged almost .500, club record in home runs, and averaged almost 6 runs per game. Yikes.
Yeah, a lot of pitchers coming into Fenway. Yeah, skip a little elbow thing going on, and might need to skip a turn.
Aaron Boone ended their season with that home run at Yankee Stadium in the ALCS. And they would win it the following year. Scherholz lifts to right, way back there. That ball is gone. It's a 2-run homer. And the Cubs have the lead 2-0 here in the 4th. Big night already for Nate. 2 for 2 with a double, a home run, 6 total bases.
Now you see where they're trying to go. They're trying to go down and away with the fastball. It ends up down and in, and that's where Nate likes it. Ford home run replay showing Scherholz going deep for the 4th time. Look out, officer. Two quick outs, then the walk to Castillo and a long ball for Scherholz.
Foul by Lake. There's the 0-1. It's a strike, 0-2. I've told this story before, but I got to tell it again. One of the most incredible first innings I've ever seen. Johnny Damon in the first inning against the Florida Marlins in June of 03. Single, double, triple.
Wow.
He was a homer shy of the cycle in the first inning.
How many runs did they score?
25. Not in the first inning.
Okay.
I think it was 11 in the first. 11 or 14 or something. But yeah, 25-8 was the final that night. Took 3 pitchers for Florida before they got the first out.
Yeah, it's a fun night at the ballpark. We had one of those in Cincinnati when I was playing. Late 80s. I think they had 7 guys with 2 hits in the first inning, something like that. I was not pitching.
To make that very clear, JD was not on the mound.
Very well. Could have been. Jim Clancy started and Bob Forsch came in relief in the first. Pesky pull.
There it is. Quickly juts out to 380. He struck out the first 2 batters of the inning, but then he walked Castillo and gave up a 2-run homer to Scherholz. And now Lake strikes out and shatters the bat over his leg in frustration. But the Cubs get the lead on the Nate Scherholz blast. And it's the Cubs 2 and the Red Sox nothing in the 4th. Wrigley Field, Sunday, July 13th at 1:20. The Cubs wrap up the first half against the Atlanta Braves. The first 5,000 kids 13 and under get a Cubs Etch-a-Sketch. It's the 6th of 10 Cubs retro toy giveaways. Then after the game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger can run the bases. For more info or to purchase seats, visit Cubs.com. Rooting for both teams.
Yeah.
The Cub hat and the Red Sox shirt, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Why not? So go home happy and upset no matter what happens. Brock Holt takes a strike. Arrieta with a 2-0 advantage. Well, last time out, he and Homer Bailey early on had dueling perfect games. You saw Homer Bailey took a no-hitter into the 7th in San Francisco yesterday as the Reds completed their first 4-game sweep at San Francisco since 1972. And it was the first time the Giants have been swept in a 4-game series by anybody in their fairly new ballpark, AT&T. Which opened in 2000.
The big lead they had is gone.
Gone, yeah. Dodgers have won 12 of 16. And essentially tied for first. Giants 1 percentage point ahead of the Dodgers going into play tonight. 1-2 to Holt. First time through, they hit 1 ball to the outfield.
Yeah, Mookie Betts, the 8-hole hitter, hit a line drive on a 2-0 count to Shearholtz out there. That was the only ball they've really hit hard so far tonight. Ugly finder.
Rattled around in the Cubs dugout. Strike 3 called. 5 strikeouts now for Arrieta.
Back to the
slot. Thirds are right down the middle.
Yeah.
Must be fooling him with something.
Kind of the calling card of this Red Sox team over the last decade or so, the patience, taking all the walks, working deep counts. Deep counts are good if you ultimately do something with them.
The curveball just outside. Ball 1.
I should say they're better if you ultimately do something with them. There's always value in working a deep count, making the pitcher throw extra pitches.
Just hasn't made many bad pitches, and when he hasn't done it back-to-back.
Well, and
it's right back in the zone.
Well, and he throws 95 miles an hour, and he's getting tremendous movement on that slider. It's moving sideways like a wiffle ball. So even if he doesn't hit his spot, he's got a lot of things working for him.
Three and 1. A rare 3-ball count here.
Tried to pick a corner there. Clearly off the edge. Now you got to be willing to get a big chunk of home plate. be aggressive here. Heart of the order coming up next. Good pitch. Boy, Nama not ready to swing. 3-1 fastball. He takes a heater right over the plate with a little half swing. He's just not ready. You got a little waggle going on. That foot doesn't get down in time. That's a pitch you should be hacking at 3-1.
Full count, 3-2 with Pedroia on deck. Popped in the left. This is Chris Coughlin. He's got it. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Similar to the manual board at Wrigley Field. And you found out an interesting bit of information. You see those vertical lines there? We'll go back to it on the board. The American League out-of-town board. There is some Morse code out there. I didn't realize that, but you pointed it out to me.
Yeah, it's you see the dots and dashes there. Right. It's the initials of Tom and Gene Yawkey, the Yawkey family, longtime owners here of the Red Sox.
How cool is that? Coming in is Sherholtz to make the catch. Perfect through 4 tonight. Jake Arrieta nodding toward his catcher, feeling good tonight. Stuff. Time is running out to vote for your 2014 MLB All-Stars. You can help send your favorite Cubs to the All-Star game by voting up to 35 times at Cubs.com. Vote exclusively at Cubs.com or on your mobile phone. Voting ends Thursday, July 3rd at 11:59 Eastern Time. Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, is with us. I think you were with us the last time Jake Arrieta pitched.
Yeah, we're allowed to talk about that.
Well, let's get right to it. A lot of guys returning here to Fenway Park. Jed Hoyer, Jason McLeod. And news today, Jason McLeod announcing that he is no longer a candidate for the Padres general manager opening.
Yeah, he's staying in Chicago, which for him is a big deal. He grew up in San Diego. You know, he had Tony Gwynn posters up on his wall. He started out as an intern there, in the 90s, and he spoke with Mike D, another ex-Red Sox guy who's a Padres CEO, and decided to, withdraw his name and stick it out in Chicago because he feels they're kind of getting close to where they can start to see the payoff now.
2 strikes on Darwin Barney. Healy's pitch is hit foul. One thing we noted earlier, Patrick, looking around this ballpark and what they've done to it over the past decade or so, and it's really instructive, I think, to come here and to visualize what the Cubs are trying to do with Wrigley Field.
Yeah, I think if it's done the right way, you can still get that authentic, really unique experience that you can get some of the video board and the other stuff. It's just kind of the execution here and how you can pull it off. And I think that's really been a big part of why the Red Sox, won 3 World Series, essentially in a decade, is because they really kind of, it seems like almost everything that went right went right. Even if you ask Theo that, I'm sure he would say something else. But from Chicago, looking back, certainly they have a great atmosphere here.
The road 2, Barney pulls
Look out.
that one foul. Nice
play, young lady.
Not quite as good as your play, JD, earlier. But
Well,
they're being shy. That's okay.
it's a pretty solid play right there.
The road 2.
She was much more humble about it, too, than I was.
She was the act like you'd been there before.
Hey, Coomer.
I had to salute everybody.
Still 0-2 on Darwin Barney. Here's the pitch. Oh, look out, a late swing by Barney. By the way, Patrick, our Cubs insider, brought to you by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
So what else is piquing your interest these days?
That's a good question. I mean, it's like when we come to Fenway, it's like, our Super Bowl, like everywhere you turn, there's a Cubs employee or an ex-Red Sox employee, and then the whole Padres GM search, I was trying to list the timeline of they fired a Red Sox assistant GM, they're interviewing another Red Sox assistant GM. It's kind of, incestuous here,
The battle, Barney hanging in, Coughlin on deck.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, she topped herself. JD, you're off the highlight reel now.
Oh man! Look at this play. Wow! Oh man! That was a little too hot to handle. That's a base hit all the way.
Barney actually pointed at himself, said, "My bad. I gave you a short hop."
Yeah. So they got a little game of pepper going on here. This thing is hooking with a lot of steam on it. Thank goodness I didn't get her shin. But she's ready. She's a gamer. She's going to try to make a play.
And he hit another one that way.
She needs to get off the bucket. Get ready. She needs to be in ready position now. Don't talk.
Here she comes. Look out, Mookie.
She's going to call off Mookie.
I thought she was going to get it.
Fine. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Have a drink, take a break.
Patrick, Cubs All-Star representative. If you had to make a guess, will it be one? If it's one, who will it be? And could you see the Cubs getting multiple spots? Position player-wise, it'd have to be as a backup. Nobody will be voted in, but
yeah, I think it's tough to. I think if you look at their record, kind of where they are, I think they probably deserve, one guy, even though, several guys have stepped up this year and performed above expectations. But then again, a couple of years ago, they got in Brian LaHare and Starlin Castro, and that was like a 100-loss team. But I think Rizzo's kind of playing at that level. I think it's harder as a first baseman. I think hitters that see Jeff Samardzija really like him on a player's vote, and I think he kind of has a name and a personality and an attitude that I think will probably resonate. That would be my guess right now, but I guess we'll find out on Sunday, right?
yeah, I would probably say Samardzija. I think Castro, though, is building some momentum, and has obviously been there twice already. might be right about Rizzo. Just so
well,
many guys.
I think he's deserving. I think he's when you look at the numbers, he's right there. He's as good as anybody. Maybe a little bit behind Goldschmidt. Maybe not even behind Goldschmidt. Depending on how you break down the numbers. Look at that. As we speak.
Maybe with Starlin, it's balancing out where maybe he was a little bit of a reach there, being a two-time All-Star at this point. Whereas this year, he's really probably playing his best as he ever has. He's as comfortable as he's been since that Rookie of the Year. And I think that's probably the biggest thing the Cubs are concerned about now.
Coghlan with a base hit.
And a lot just depends too on
what do they need?
Every team's got to have a representative and how the voting goes and all that. If you talk about OPS, Rizzo's now third among National League first basemen behind Goldschmidt and LaRoche.
One Cubs player asked why Neil Ramirez isn't an all-star. Like if you look at in terms of what he's done and if you needed to win a game.
That's a great question. I mean, we've gone around on this one. The setup guys generally being overlooked, and you may see one per league per year get in. But if you're going to build a bullpen, it does make sense, doesn't it, JD, to build it kind of properly? Have a couple setup guys, a couple closers, as opposed to 10 starters and 3 closers.
Right, and so Aroldis Chapman would be a slam dunk, right? You'd want to have that power left-handed arm out there.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I think we tend to focus on the offensive numbers. I think would Anderson Simmons or a guy like that who's got the reputation defensively get the nod over Castro, even though Castro's offensive numbers are a lot better? Can they overlook Jeff's 1-loss record?
Jeff will not pitch in this series. See him next in D.C. Throw to first by Peavy. You get a chance to talk to AJ at all, or is that a Tuesday story? You going to wander over there?
Yeah,
he's always a good quote.
I was over there earlier today, and there was so many just cameras and reporters. Like you had to get out of there. It was. I think it felt smaller than Wrigley's home clubhouse. I know they have more off-limits areas, so it's more comfortable, but everywhere you turn, you're bumping into another cameraman. So
I don't know if you guys saw much of AJ. Was it last year in the playoffs? He did some kind of pre- and post-game work, but he's got a future as a broadcaster. I'm not afraid to say what's on his mind. Three and one. Peavy up to 93 pitches here in the 5th inning. Coghlan runs. The flip. Oh, what a turn. What a play by Pedroia. Left the glove to Drew. And the shortstop had a pretty easy relay. All started with Pedroia to get out of the inning 4-6-3. Now log on to Cubs in-game live on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Comcast Business Class. There's Big Poppy. 2-0 Cubs. Red Sox without a base runner. Right into the shift. That's the third baseman. He'll go L5 with Valbuena over there on the other side of second.
Off the end of the bat, a little soft line drive, but Valbuena well positioned. Batting average down for Ortiz this year, maybe because of the shifting.
Napoli caught looking in the second inning. And ball one. Hey, great to see good friends from Hot Stove Cool Music. Bill Janovich from Buffalo Tom, Mike Gent from the Figs. We saw Elise Najimy before the game, who runs Theo's Foundation to be named later. Need to catch up with all of our Boston friends. 2-0 on Napoli. Jake Arrieta. His next start will be on June 36th. He's just going to keep it this month for the rest of the year.
Calendar's not going to flip for Arrieta.
He has been so good. He's down now 3 balls, no strikes.
Some work to do here. Napoli patience with power.
3-1.
How good has he been here in June? There you go. 5 starts, 3-0 with a 1.14 ERA. A whole bunch of strikeouts, and just a handful of walks.
First base runner of the night for the Red Sox. 1 out walk here in the 5th. So Arrieta, in his last 2 starts, perfect through 4.
Yeah, he lost his perfect game in the 7th inning last time out. It was after he had batted reach base, dashing around the bases, and then a long inning. So it was a tough inning for him to come back out after and be at his best.
That is not a concern tonight. Nope, the DH. Bogarts in there, 0-1.
So I guess if you're looking for some reason to find an advantage for a pitcher in the American League versus the National League, that would be it. You don't have to hit, you don't have to run the bases. All you have to do is worry about pitching.
Good block. As Arrieta works from the stretch for the first time tonight. 1-1 the count.
He has allowed only 6 extra base hits. 10+ starts now. That might be the most amazing number. A couple of home runs, 4 doubles. Now working in his 62nd inning.
impressive.
Wow. Take a look at our pitch tracks. Good pitch. Bogart should be out.
The kick and the 2-2 is chopped foul past third. Will Middlebrooks on the DL. He's got a fractured finger. Right index digit. Garrett's moving from short to third with Drew joining the roster recently. And Drew is on deck. Another 2-2 from Arrieta. And a line out to Coughlin. 2 down. Drew, a strikeout victim in the third. Napoli walked with 1 out. He's at first. Buena toes at the edge of the apron at third and low for a ball.
A little wrinkle there from Arrieta. First pitch off speed. Changeup.
Chris Bosio no-hit the Red Sox in Seattle. 1993. Kingdom. Tap foul. Sherholtz with a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. Only runs to this point. Red Sox trying to get comfortable here at Fenway Park, where they've won 10 of 12. They'll be here the next 10 games. Orioles shutting out Texas 6-0. They're in the bottom of the 4th. Hardy, Jones, and Pierce with 4 homers for the Orioles tonight. Outside corner. Oakland and Detroit are scoreless in the 5th inning. Game in Detroit, battle of first place teams. Angels and White Sox were postponed due to a lot of rain in Chicago. And we'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. Two from Arrieta's outside. It's full 3-2. Napoli will get a head start here with 2 outs and a full count on the batter.
A lot of soft stuff in this sequence to Stephen Drew. In these situations of late, this is where Arrieta has thrown that slider.
Rizzo now playing behind Napoli. There he goes. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Arrieta. Still no hits for the Red Sox through 5. A run in July. Coverage starts at 6:30 with White Sox pregame live presented by Lexus of Orland. White Sox and Angels tomorrow 6:30 for the coverage on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Anthony Rizzo will lead off for the Cubs here in the 6th, leading 2-0. Jake Arrieta, brilliant again in his final start of June. And that's a foul ball. 0-1.
Excuse me, Peavy dropping it down again there. His arm slot. That sidearm changeup to Rizzo. So indeed, you can teach an old dog new tricks. He's a little giddy up on that fastball. You have to become more creative.
That's low.
It's the nature of this game. Adjust or fade away. Marvel at the guys that can play for so long at such a high level.
There's motion, the pitch, and a chopper that'll be backhanded neatly by Pedroia.
Gold Glove winner last year. He's only made one error this year.
The Chicago Sports Museum and Harry Carey's 7th inning stretch are now open at Water Tower Place. The museum combines high-tech interactive experiences with an impressive collection of game-used treasures. Come challenge your friends or just yourself. There's Castro. That's a strike.
We've been talking about a lot of the similarities between Wrigley and Fenway. But clearly the infield grass a lot faster here in this ballpark. Drew and Pedroia, the middle infielders, they start a lot of sequences out there on the grass as the pitch is being delivered. Almost like they're playing on turf.
Lifted to center. Betts camped under it. It's Luis Valbuena. Mentioned the Giants struggling. Sergio Romo removed as the closer. They'll go by committee for the time being. Craig Breslow, left-hander up for the Red Sox. 2-0.
PV up over 100 pitches. This is likely his last inning, and if Valbuena and Castillo were to reach, there's no way John Farrell would let Nate Scherltz get another crack at PV the way he's swinging it off him tonight. So Breslow getting ready.
Manny Machado began his suspension tonight, as pitcher and catcher will talk about it. 5-gamer. So MLB decided to uphold the full 5 games. It was for the intentional back toss against the A's on June 8th. So he'll miss their 4-game series and then game 1 here on Friday in Boston.
Red light, red light, red light, green light. Turn him loose. 3-0, 2 outs. wasn't going to give in.
All 4. And this has come up before. The 5-game suspension. The Orioles will play with a 24-man roster. They will not be able to replace Machado. Raul Ibanez signs with Kansas City after being cut by the Angels. We'll get by Valbuena to second on a wild pitch.
Kind of funky looking, wasn't it? Recoiling as he delivered that pitch.
He has now missed on 6 in a row.
Yeah, and it just looked, he's not finishing his delivery. It looks to me like something's bugging him a little bit.
Two and one.
We broadcaster types, we throw those cliches around liberally. You know, he's a bulldog, he's this, he's that, but that definitely applies to this guy. He's always been one of the better competitors in the game.
Two and two.
Strikeout first time, walk last time for Castillo after just missing and hitting a long home run. Just a wee bit foul there down the left field line.
Sherholtz on deck. Valbuena the runner at second. 2-2 count. Castillo, and here it comes. Strike 3. Inner third. Castillo says, nope, we're not giving it to my pitcher. Arrieta back to work, leading 2-0. And drink at Wrigley Field this summer. The Budweiser patio gives you the chance to do all this in prime home run territory. Bring your best guests inside the ballpark this season. For more info and to purchase, visit Cubs.com/suites. Jake Arrieta facing 8-9-1. Betts, Ross, Holt. Mookie Betts, second major league game. Debuted last night in New York.
Yeah, not afraid to throw the kid into the fire. Calling him up while they're in Yankee Stadium, sticking him in right field where he had a total of 2 games of professional experience.
1-0 is at the knees. It's 1-1. You alluded to this earlier. I apologize for repeating it, but Patrick Mooney talking about Cubs-Red Sox connections. John Farrell's son Shane works in the Cubs scouting department. All kinds of good connections. Fly ball center field, Junior Lake for the out.
Marcus Lim, Mookie Betts, in case you were wondering.
I was.
Jake Arrieta's going to need a new nickname. Might have to go with Drama. Providing drama every time he pitches down. Will he or won't he?
Grounded foul
better
by
than Turtle,
Wells.
huh? I like the drama better than Turtle.
Yeah, the last 2 times out, there's been quite a bit of drama, no doubt, in a good way. Well, as an Oriole, he had a 5.46 ERA and 69 career appearances, 63 of those being starts. As a Cub, 19 starts going into tonight, a 2.82. So quite a big difference. Swing and a miss. 2 away here in the 6th.
Man, that was a breaking ball. Early on, he didn't throw that many curveballs. He kept it in his back pocket. The last couple of innings, broken it out a little bit more frequently, and that's a perfect breaking ball there. Starts up and finishes right at the bottom of the strike zone. Big old 12-6 hammer.
Prior to this season, combined with Pittsburgh and Boston, 50 games for Holt in a pedestrian 601 OPS. This year, 48 games and counting. 321 average coming in. Getting on base at about a 370 clip, slugging about 450. What a find.
Yeah, I was reading a story on him on the Fangraphs today. And they point out that he's attacking pitches that he can handle. In the past, he was a more aggressive swinger, and now he's laying off the ball up in the zone, waiting for that ball down. He's pretty good down and in, as a lot of left-handed hitters are. He's not, the prototypical big left-handed slugger by any means, 5'10", $185, but all the scouting that they've done indicates that he's better down and in a little bit.
Left center, 3 Cubs in the area. It's going to be the left fielder Coghlan to make the catch. Getting a little serious now, isn't it? Arrieta no-hitting the Red Sox through 6.
drama tonight. Perhaps more coming your way tomorrow as the Cubs take on the Red Sox, and Big Papi comes your way at 6 tomorrow on CSN. Clay Buchholz for the Sox, Edwin Jackson for the Cubs.
Well, Jake Peavy went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits and just 2 runs, and could be on the hook for his 7th consecutive loss. Trailing 2-0. Here's Burke Badenhop.
Well, if Peavy was indeed pitching to keep his spot in the rotation, likely he will do that. Pretty solid effort tonight. And then he passes the baton to Badenhop, right-hander, sinker ball specialist. Sinker slider from Badenhop. Been around a little bit. Marlins, Rays, Brewers.
Facing Sherholtz, who homered.
Slings it up there from a low 3/4 arm slot.
Last time up, 2-run blast. Doubled in the second. And the pitch to him is hit hard foul. He's going to skip way back into the seats. And 2. Mets 3, Braves 1. They're in the 6th inning in Atlanta. Indians are in LA tonight to play the Dodgers. The Reds are at the Padres, the red hot Reds. Royals 3, Twins 0. 4th inning in Minnie. Astros 3-2 over the Mariners in Houston. George Springer is hit number 16. Mike Zunino, number 12. Called strike 3 to get Sherholtz. Marwin Gonzalez is homered for the Astros as well. 1 away here in the Cubs 7th.
Badenhop's got a lot of hop out there. He's full of energy. Circling the mound, bouncing around, talking to himself.
They do like a parody song or Baden hop, 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 hop.
He's fun. He's fun to watch. Very animated.
Strike to Lake. Violently makes the catch of the throw from the catcher.
Self-coaching, talking to himself out there.
A little Matt Hungarian routine going.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, relievers are kind of allowed to act kooky.
Yeah, well, it's fun, you know. Outside the box a little bit. As long as you're not showing people up. Turk Wendell comes to mind.
Feel like Badenhop's wearing the Fitbit. You got the thing on, right? He's trying to make sure he gets 10,000 steps in.
It's enough steps. See, if I get an inning in tonight, my activity level, my calories from activity will be way up. And if I can just take a couple thousand extra steps, go along with my running I did before the game.
Swung on and missed. For strike 3. 2 outs.
A hat trick for Junior tonight. Last time he snapped the bat over his leg. This time just drops his head and strolls back to the dugout. Good sync on that fastball from Badenhop. Here comes Barney. Make sure the ball girl's ready. Oh, it's a different one. Hope she read the scouting report.
Okay. She's over at first now.
She's like, I'm not working that side for another Barney at bat. He wore me out last time. Badenhop was a 19th round pick. The Tigers back in 05. I'm getting a little jittery just watching him.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, a topper toward third, going to be a tough play for Bogarts, but he makes it. Barehanded pick, the throw, and we will go to the bottom of the 7th. They'll stretch first, and then Jake Arrieta will continue on with a 2-0 lead. Tweet your photo to #NorthsideFanPhoto for a chance to have it appear in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Packed house here at Fenway. And Jake Arrieta going to the bottom of the 7th, facing Nava, Pedroia, Ortiz. The Red Sox have 1 runner. That was Napoli's walk in the 5th. That's it. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits.
Challenging inning here for Arrieta as he faces the heart of the order for the 3rd time.
He's at 90 pitches. 54 for strikes. Nava's switch batter. Here we go. Strike call.
Pitcher's pitch there. Called for Arrieta.
Now was signed out of the Golden League, an independent league back in 07. Cost the Sox initially $1 for his rights.
The Golden League?
Yeah.
I'm
He was
familiar
with the
with that.
Chico Outlaws. 0-2.
Oof. How about that hack? Nasty pitches induce bad swings.
I think he swung twice. He should be out.
Yeah.
There's strike 2. There's strike 3.
last time up, he took that funky little half swing on a 3-1 fastball.
The 0-2 from Arrieta is low.
On this side of the plate, Nava hitting .255 as a right-handed batter, just .097. Not that many ABs right-handed. He's 3 for 31 from the right side.
He got him.
I'll argue you can't give him that one and this one as well, but that one right there looked like a really good pitch. Strike one might have been a little suspect. You see it there, number one actually justifiably called a strike, and that one, it's plenty of the plate. At least one strikeout in every inning for Arrieta so far tonight.
Pedroia came in 6 for his last 6, but struck out in the first, fly to right in the fourth. So now he's 6 for his last 8. Sometimes you can get guys to be a little anxious this late in the game because they want to swing the bat and get that hit, but it's only 2-0 right now. This game is not out of reach by any means. And Pedroia knows that. He knows the guy on deck is capable of tying it on one swing if he can get on. Here's the 1-1 shot, foul off to the right.
Yeah, Pedroia, he takes a big swing, but he doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches. He doesn't strike out much. Not a big guy, but he takes a big swing. Power numbers off for him the last couple of years. 9 home runs last year, 4 so far this. .93-mile-an-hour fastball with cutting action just off the outside edge.
We'll do it again. Cubs and Red Sox, just saying that's fun. Meeting up here at Fenway Park for just the second time ever in the regular season. Did it back in 2011. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Woo. Feel the breeze up here on that cut.
Most of the strikeouts tonight have come with the slider. This time they decide to elevate the fastball, something he hasn't done often, but was able to execute it perfectly. Up above the hands, tantalizing for Pedroia. Looked good, but awfully tough to get to. Punch-outs. Ties a career high set just a couple of starts ago.
Strike to Ortiz.
Check that, 11 2 starts ago.
So 9, 11, 9, and 9 his last 4 starts.
It had been 9 until that 11 strikeout performance against the Fish.
Gave up 1 run against the Mets on June 3rd. 6 shutout against Miami, 7 shutout at Philadelphia, 7 1-run at Miami, 7 2-runs versus Cincy. Trying to get to 7 here tonight. And he's going to. That's Luis Valbuena. That's a 5-3 ground out. Jake Arrieta is going to go into the 8th with a no-no as the Cubs lead 2-0 here in Boston. Legendary home of the Chicago Cubs with Wrigley Field tours, which include visits to the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, and a chance to step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses a century of history. Wrigley Field tours are offered on both game days and non-game days, so visit Cubs.com/tours to book yours today. So some fun facts on Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Weigman Park opened a couple of years after this venerable building did in 1912. A little larger capacity. Got the Ivy in Chicago, the Green Monster here. But similarities, Babe Ruth played on both fields, played for the Red Sox. Manual scoreboards, you gotta like that. The Green Monster was constructed actually 1934, was not called the Green Monster until much later, and it wasn't actually green until 1947.
Spelled monster wrong. MONSTAH, Green Monster. There used to be a berm here in Fenway Park too. There was a little hill out there, left field. Here comes the smartest man in baseball, Craig Breslow. For the 28th time, he's 2-2 with a 4.39. Went to Yale, majored in, I don't know,
molecular biophysics and biochemistry.
Yeah. That's what it was.
He knows what BABIP is, studies it.
Yeah. Sporting News or somebody a couple years back named him the smartest person in baseball, maybe the smartest athlete, period.
0-2. All right, give us kind of an idea of what's going on in the Cubs dugout. It's not a big dugout here at Fenway Park.
Yeah, well, it just depends on what normally goes on with Jake Arrieta and how, typically at this stage of a no-hit game, teammates are going to keep their distance. With a lot of pitchers, they do anyway. So I'm just going to kick back there, stretch out, be alone with his thoughts. Some guys in his position would rather engage their teammates if that's what they normally do. Whatever your routine is, that's what you try to do. The hardest thing to do is maintain that hitter-by-hitter mindset that you've carried to this point in the ball game.
ball to center. Betts still going back, and he's got it.
It's good news for Jake as he's gaining experience at this.
Yeah, it's kind of like the job interview. He became a finalist and just missed out his last time around, and now he's getting a little closer. Instead of Final Four, he's now Final Two, maybe, right? Waiting for that phone call. Sweeney, 1 for 3. Now, I talked to Chris Coughlin, who just made the out. He did not know that Jake had a perfect game. He only found out after the base hit to break it up. I think, for outfielders, it's maybe a little less nerve-wracking because you're not involved in every play.
Yeah, that is obviously plausible, and it happened. A little bit surprising. Normally, you think everybody on the club, at that late stage of the ball game would kind of become aware of it.
To Sweeney. We're doing the wave here at Fenway Park. We know how a lot of fans at Wrigley Field feel about it. They don't like it at all. Apparently there's a segment of fans here at Fenway who don't mind it a bit. 3-2. Maybe this is their break up the rain dance. I don't know.
Maybe it's we haven't had a hit all night. We're kind of bored.
Red Sox have not been no hit here since 1958. Jim Bunning of the Tigers as Sweeney takes the walk. Here comes Rizzo. Did you know, Jim Deshaies, that Dave Moorhead and the Red Sox on September 16th, 1965, no-hit the Cleveland Indians in front of 1,247 fans?
Wow.
In exactly 2 hours here at Fenway. Those were opponents hitting the Red Sox here at Fenway Park. We mentioned Walter Johnson earlier. Regards to the Yankees. Bounced foul by Rizzo.
Ted Lyons had a great career. Walter Johnson, of course, one of the best ever. George Mogridge. I'm not familiar with George. Dave, what was the date again? September 20 what? For Moorhead?
Let me look again.
Sounds like a possible last day of the year kind of thing.
Rizzo out on strikes. September 16th.
Oh, 16th. Okay.
1965. 2 away here in the 8th.
Rizzo rung up on a very questionable pitch, off-speed pitch down, but from Jake Arrieta's point of view, and everybody watching this game's point of view, if that's a strike and it continues to be a strike, that's good news.
Here's a pitch to Castro. It's in there. Over but low.
Breslow debuted with the Padres in 2005. After being a 26th round pick to them. On his second year of a 2-year deal. He's the first Yaley to reach the big league since Ron Darling did back in the 80s.
Sweeney at first. He walked a couple of batters ago. It's 1-2 on Castro. Big leg kick by Breslow, and the pitch is in.
Cutter in, perhaps to set up that changeup, which appears to be his go-to pitch. Or maybe he'll decide to double up in there. Going with the ladder. Oh, literally. Red Sox play pretty straight, don't they? They're not doing a lot of shifting.
Dirt on ball 4. Sweeney's going to stay at second.
Starlin took that one like he knew it was coming. Arrieta wouldn't mind another run or two to work with. Get into the groove he's in. You don't want to sit in that dugout for too long and risk getting out of rhythm. But you know, if you've got a 3 or 4 run lead and you feel like tiptoeing around a given hitter, you can afford to do that. But 2-run ball game, you tiptoe around a hitter, you the tying run to home plate.
Juan Nieves, pitching coach of the Red Sox. By the way, Greg Colburn, their hitting coach, had been hospitalized earlier this month with bleeding near the brain, but is back with the club. So that's great news. Edward Mujica up in the Red Sox bullpen. A 1-0 pitch. Now 2 balls, no strikes to Valbuena. Deep right, looks like it will be playable. Caught right in front of the barrier by Holt. Don't go anywhere. Arrieta in the bottom of the 8th. 2-0 Cubs. 2-0 on Nate Scherholtz's 4th inning home run. We'll face Napoli, Bogarts, and Drew here in the 8th inning. Nobody has left. Everybody in the park knows what's going on. As we keep saying it, there's not some 9-0 lead right now.
No, that's the thing. There's not a whole lot of room to work with here for Arrieta. He has been brilliant tonight. This man here, Napoli, the only base runner for Boston, he walked in the 5th.
Curveball low. One. Beautiful night, warm temperatures, sellout crowd. A 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Pitcher on his game doesn't stray far from the rubber. Gets the ball back, gets the sign, ready to go.
As is usually the case, Napoli in no hurry. He's looked at 4 pitches, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of people here, but in Jake Arrieta's world, there's 4. Himself, Castillo, the umpire, and the hitter.
Jake is 28 years old. He was born in Missouri, grew up in Texas, Plano, at the Texas Christian University, Weatherford College as well, 5th rounder of the Orioles in 07. Stuff has always been there. Harnessing it, being aggressive with it, and he's done that here this month, especially his last 2 times out. He struck him out. 1 away here in the 8th, number 10.
Second time he's caught Napoli looking, and how can you not look there? You know, that slider's been such a go-to pitch for him. Napoli not able to pull the trigger on the fastball. 93 on the outside part of the plate. Arrieta double crossing him a little bit. Got a couple of guys looking at the fastball tonight.
Bogarts. Pop to third, a line out to left. Curve missing. Mainly strikeouts and groundouts. Just a handful of fly balls to the outfield.
Man, that's nasty. Wow. That is electric. Another one.
1 and 2. All right, our AT&T Uverse multi-view. We'll have the pitching coach here.
He's with him every pitch right now, boy.
Look at him. Pitcher, catcher, pitcher, catcher. Like he's watching a tennis match. Lake has it. 2 outs in the 8th. of night that makes even the most casual fans the biggest baseball fans in the world. Every pitch becomes huge. One and 0 on Stephen Drew. He has struck out twice, both times swinging. Jed Hoyer, Darnell McDonald.
Trade's looking pretty good right now, isn't it?
Nice. Swing and a miss.
You're trying to get the head out in front of a 2-0 fastball, but Arrieta comes with the slider.
Two.
Cheddar at the knees, and he's back to even.
New career high in pitches for Arrieta. 114 was the previous career high. Start 2010 and then again 2012. He has more than earned it tonight.
That changeup stayed up on Arrieta a little higher than he wanted it to. He hasn't thrown many tonight, but it gives you an idea of the confidence he has in all of his pitches at this late stage. Shook off Castillo twice to get to that changeup.
Lined and a base hit. Stephen Drew breaks it up with 2 outs in the 8th. And Jake Arrieta just trying to grab a win.
All the Cub fans on hand. Everybody on their feet. I think some people are applauding the base hit by Drew, and a lot of folks appreciating the effort by Jake Arrieta here tonight.
That'll be it.
Wow. He is becoming must-see TV. Don't miss a Jake Arrieta start, folks.
It's a tip of the cap to all the baseball fans, not just the Cub fans, as you mentioned here at Fenway Park. We'll be back. That takes nothing away from what we keep saying. It seems like every time out, his best start as a Chicago Cub.
He is piling up the clean innings, boy. Perfect through 6 last time. 2 base runners tonight. Now Strope comes out of the bullpen, and as I mentioned, this is still a very tight ball game. Very important at bat here for Mookie Betts.
And he pops up the first pitch. Caught by Valbuena. That'll end the inning. Jake saying, so close. 2-0 Cubs. Action, JD. Let's just show all the strikeouts.
Yeah, enjoy it. Red K's going up on the scorecard tonight. What'd you like? The slider, the heater? Look at that thing. That moved 2 feet. That's a change piece there. Yacker. Another slider. A high cheddar. Paint. Big guy's making it look easy.
There's Edward Mojica.
Mojica, the high ERA, 5.86, 33 hits allowed at 27 2/3. Batting .306 against Mojica, former Cardinal, Marlin, Padre, and Indian. Bullpen's been one of the strengths of this Red Sox team. Mojica, fastball, slider, and a split finger pitch he relies heavily upon.
Picked by Bogarts. One away. The other man of the hour, Nate Scherholtz. Well, we'd be sitting here in a 0-0 tie. 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 4th.
Jake Peavy had back-to-back strikeouts to start that inning and then walked Wellington Castillo. Sherrill's got a fastball down and in a little bit. Hit it into the bullpen. Still only good enough to be a second star selection tonight.
Foul, and I think they cracked his bat. He did.
Here's your third star selection right there. Just had a big night.
Bogart's out. Little leap and the catch as he tumbles to the turf. 2 away.
A nice play here. Doesn't have much of an angle. Drew's got a long way to go, so he can't get there. It's up to Bogarts to make the play, and he does. Last chance for Junior here tonight. Presumably. I had to leave the booth, and I'm not quite prepared to do that.
Well, we got people tweeting us now. When's Jake's next start? I think it would be on Sunday, with the off day on Thursday. Everybody will stay in line.
Today's Monday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Sunday, the last time I looked, the forecast in D.C. was for 98 degrees.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. Bottom 9, 2-0 Cubs. Central presented by GMC in Iowa for reaction from Manny Ramirez and the Iowa Cubs. The Doug McDermott press conference. Bulls free agency report. And of course, a wrap on Jake Arrieta's performance tonight. See all that and more on Sportsnet Central after Cubs post-game live only on CSN. And in celebration of Wrigley Field's 100th campaign, the Cubs and MasterCard have partnered to offer a limited number of MasterCard Century seats for every game during the 2014 regular season. Fans can use their MasterCard to purchase Upper Deck box tickets for 1914. For more info or to make your purchase, Cubs.com/Century Seats.
Entertaining night tonight for the fans, and now Hector Rondon on to try to finish it off. 1-2 with a 386, 9 saves, and 11 tries.
Facing pinch hitter A.J. Brzezinski. And a strike, and already jawing with Chris Conroy. Interesting. The bat went flying as he foul tipped. 2 strikes.
It was kind of a 2-strike swing there.
Yeah. Came off. AJ always does like to swing the bat. Doesn't walk a whole lot. That missed badly.
Now he's only walked 7 times this year. 240 plate appearances. 97-mile-an-hour fastball there from Rondon.
One hit for the Sox tonight. Stephen Drew with 2 outs in the 8th off Jake Arrieta. 1 walk, Napoli.
Ironic, and Drew came in hitting a .133.
Base hit to right. A.J. Brzezinski off the bench. I guess the only good news there is that that's not the first hit. Because A.J. has long been a cut killer.
He's still mad at the umpire.
Holt 0 for 3. Ball 1, and Castillo wants to go out and chat.
Really took off on him.
First time he's ever pitched in this ballpark. Far ahead of ourselves, but if Rondon gives up a couple of early base runners, it would be interesting to see if Renteria gets anybody up. He's got a stock bullpen. You know how badly he wants Jake Arrieta to win this game.
Good pitch.
1-1.
Working the bottom of the strike zone there with a sinking fastball at 93 miles an hour. For a power guy, he gets a lot of outs on the ground. That's a great combination. I can get you to swing and miss and also get a lot of ground ball outs. Typically, power pitchers are more fly ball type pitchers, not Rondon. Got him worked up over there in that Red Sox dugout. He's been pretty generous down tonight, Conroy, the home plate umpire. That one, we saw in our pitch tracks, a little bit below the knees.
John Farrell in a lather. 1-2 pitch, fouled. Upper deck.
Change the eye level, down, then up high with 95. Step in against Hector Rondon, who's just going to sit on hard stuff. Throws his fastball 72% of the time, cut fastball just under 15% of the time. He throws sliders, but he doesn't really use the changeup. May have been an attempted changeup there. It was 90 miles an hour, but it looked like something trying to take a little something off, turn it over a little bit.
Ground ball to first. To second for 1, 3-6-3 double play. 2 down here in the ninth.
Sharply hit, but right at Anthony Rizzo. Could have gone either way. Could have gotten the bag and then thrown to second base for a tag play, but unloads quickly to second base. The one thing you don't want to do is get caught thinking. See Przinski trying to run in the line of the throw there. Quicker you unload, the less likely he is to become a factor at second base.
2 outs here in the ninth. Nobody on, and it's Nava. Strike. Over his head, the kick, the pitch, a bouncer to second. This will do it. How about a combined 2-hit shutout? Arrieta, Stroke, Rondon, and the Cubs beat the Red Sox 2-0 here at Fenway.
After getting swept in that doubleheader by the Nationals on Saturday to end the homestand, a great way to start the road trip. Arrieta flirts with a no-hitter yet again. Nate Cheerholtz with a big swing of the bat. Yeah, nice W for the Cubs.
So Rondon gets the save. Arrieta perfect into the 7th, his last start. No hitting the Red Sox deep into the 8th tonight. Finishes a terrific month of June. As I said, his next start's the 36th of June.
I'm telling you, it's must-see TV. You got to watch Jake Arrieta and see ultimately he's going to be able to finish one of these off.
Mentioned the second star of the game, Nate Cheerholtz, double and a 2-run homer, the only runs of the game. We are Wellington Castillo get his thoughts on another stellar performance by his starting pitcher tonight. Wellington Castillo is with us. Welly, wow, Jake Arrieta, what a couple of starts.
Oh, he been throwing the ball really good. You know what I'm saying? Something like he got something really good going on. So I think he threw the ball like he always did in the last few starts. So I think that we're gonna get the no hitter, but I wanted it so bad. But
hey, I want to ask you: were you getting nervous at all, or do you not think about that stuff?
Not really. I was trying to calm down myself because it's a lot of a part of my job. Stay focused with him, and try to call the right pitch and the right and let him know and let him execute it. I think that was my plan today.
Do you guys have much communication during the game in the dugout, or once he gets on a roll like this, do you just leave him alone?
I let him know when he throw it when he made a mistake and he get through it. So and he told me, yeah, I need to make a better pitch, but at the same time, I just keep it talking, and when he throw the ball like that, why am I gonna talk to him? That guy is throwing the ball really good. I let him know. I let him do whatever he want to do.
It makes it pretty easy, doesn't it? No matter what fingers you put down, he's going to make a good pitch. Whether it's the slider, the curveball, everything's working for him.
Oh yeah, last few starts that I caught him, it doesn't matter what finger I put down. He throwing the pitch, with a lot of conviction, and he execute the pitch. It's not matter what I call. He will throw it with conviction. I think that's why he's been having success.
Last question, Welly. You've been in this ballpark one other time, but it's a pretty special place, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's always really good. It's really good come back here and play. Before the game, I was so excited. I tell Boris, hey, I need to calm down a little bit because I'm really excited to be in this part and play.
Talking about Mike Borzello, the catching coach. Welly, thanks for the time.
Thanks,
Great
Wellington.
job tonight.
Good job,
Thank
man.
you.
That's Wellington Castillo, who caught a gem tonight, a combined two-hitter. And our GMC professional grade player of the game. Well, Jim Deshaies made a nice catch up here in the booth, but we're going to go with Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, it was between me and the ball girl, Shearholtz and Arrieta. We're going to give it to Jake, who was dominant yet again. We're coming to expect dominance from Jake Arrieta. Not just a good game, but a dominant performance. He's been so good for quite a while now. Again tonight, all of his weapons, everything working for him, and there's the only base hit he allowed right there, the Stephen Drew single to right.
5-1 with a 181 since missing the first month of the season. And I got chills in the Fenway Park fans. Gave him a standing ovation. So that'll wrap things up for JD. Our entire crew here in Boston, led by John Walsh, Todd Benjamin, Sintamer Anderson, Len Casper saying so long. Your final score, Cubs 2. Way to go, JD. Red Sox, nothing. We're back with you tomorrow night, 5:30 for the pregame here on CSN. We're not done yet. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Cubs postgame live is next.